In the headlines, shops razed as gas explosion rocks Lagos market. High costs of foodstuff and transport fares affect Christmas festivities. Federal government orders proof of NIS officials as semi-border over misconduct. On the foreign scene, Israeli strike on Gaza kills 200 people in 24 hours. Hello and welcome to Trust News Update. I am Abdurrahman Omar. Thanks. Now the news info. At least 7 shops were razed on Saturday afternoon when a gas explosion rocked a mini market in the Ekotun area of Lagos State. The fire erupted in a market at Second Junction, Governors Road Council bus stop in Ekotun. Director at the Lagos State Fire and Rescue Service, Margaret Adesei, said the incident was triggered by a gas cylinder leakage and subsequent explosion within one of the shops. Adesei, in a statement, said the explosion rapidly spread to neighboring shops numbering 7, leading to an emergency response. Multiple agencies responded to the emergency in managing the blaze. According to the statement, preliminary investigations point to negligence during the refilling of a gas cylinder as the probable cause of the incident, adding that there are no reported casualties. Now, ahead of the Christmas celebrations, Christian faithful in Kano State are lamenting the high cost of foodstuff and transport fares. Salim Ibrahim reports that less than 48 hours to the celebration, many are still uncertain about how they will celebrate, considering the escalating prices of foodstuffs and other essential commodities. The report.
These set of citizens are now living in a state of uncertainty as to how the 2023 festive season will be celebrated, considering the escalating prices of foodstuffs and other necessary materials for the celebration, while some of them who are used to traveling back to their home states will this time around only dream. According to them, the prices of foodstuffs continue to escalate unabated on a daily basis, saying that it is currently posing a challenge on their Christmas shopping. In a visit to Nkura market, known for all kinds of foodstuff and perishable items, are mostly patronized by these individuals, residents are expressing concern and mixed feelings.
In fact, I cannot explain the level things are expensive in the market. I cannot explain. Every day by day, things are increasing. I cannot explain. I'm here to my place now. If you cannot count up to 50,000 to and fro, you cannot. Something you can use 6,000, 10,000, 12,000 to and fro. But now, almost 15,000 for only just going, and you have not taken you to your destination yet. So I'm not dreaming of going home this year. Although I've traveled home this year, but as of this Christmas celebration, I cannot go because of the increment of transport fare.
Don't buy anything for the Christmas because there's no money. The one I've already saved, travel, I'm not going anywhere. The one I've already saved, I've already finished it for food stuff. So we are in Kano. We are not going anywhere.
Kano Luxury Park is known for transporting individuals and goods to the southern and eastern parts of the country. It was observed that the park is held in its own shadows as activities were short of regular. It was gathered that the number of vehicles leaving on a daily basis are shrinking, with less passengers traveling, while others have resorted to sending the little they have through waybill for family members.
What is going on now? Many people are not traveling again because of diesel is cost. Then the price of motor is very cost. So all of them, many of them, they will just buy the goods and send their family. Then there is some people, they are going to enter small car, home about some, they go to enter trailer. They are going to their village. So now we cannot see many people like before. Before, by this time around now, like 6 to 7 motor is moving, but now often only 2 motor come out.
I might not be like last year because passenger not be like before. Things change. Money the people had to traveling. That is why some people they don't want to traveling now.
It was also observed that business activities were moving with the lowest ebbs as the traders were lamenting low patronage from the buyers. They are expressing dissatisfaction over the economic situation in the country, blaming the economic hardship for the current situation citizens are witnessing. Salim Umar Ibrahim, reporting for Trust TV.
In Jos, the Plateau State capital, dry season farmers are expressing concerns over the continuous rise in the price of petrol, which is negatively impacting their livelihood. Before the fuel price increase, the farmers invest significantly in building kennels for crops like tomatoes, carrots, lettuce, cabbage, cucumbers, onions and others destined for both domestic and international markets. Ado Musa completes the story.
President Tinubu's recent removal of the fuel subsidy continues to cause ripples across sectors, with persistent hikes in the prices of goods and services, leaving many Nigerians feeling disillusioned. Dry season farmers in Plateau State, reliant on fuel for their generators to pump water, are voicing their concerns about the economic threat to their livelihood. Honestly, the hike in price of the fuel is really a source of concern. There are many farmers around this place that have already abandoned their farms because they can't afford to cultivate them. With the current price of fuel, I am just imagining how a farmer will make profit from the dry season farming due to increased expenditure. We are discouraged. We, the dry season farmers, are really in trouble. We don't know which problem to address first. We have been battling with the high cost of fertilizer. Now with the hike in the price of fuel, where are we headed? Due to the increased fuel price, I had to give away one of my farms to another farmer because I couldn't afford it anymore. The farmers insist that for dry season farming to continue, government intervention is crucial. The government needs to encourage us by reducing the price of the fuel because the situation may push us to abandon the farms. It is through farming that food becomes available in the land. We urge the government to address the challenges faced by farmers. Dry season farming is very expensive, especially considering the need to purchase fuel for irrigation. We appeal to the government to consider our plight and help us. Plateau State, known for its vegetable production and job opportunities during dry season farming, faces threat due to the current fuel and input price hikes. With Nigerians' current concerns around food security, a speedy intervention to guarantee domestic food production has become imperative. Ado Musa, Trust TV News, Jos.
As the economic hardship in the country persists, pensioners in Osun State are groaning over the high cost of living as they prepare for the Christmas and New Year celebrations. According to them, inflation in the country has significantly reduced their purchasing power as they patronize the same market with those that are still working. Hamid Webadi now reports.
Christmas and New Year celebrations are special occasions where Christians enjoy delicious meals with their families and friends as they mark the birth of Jesus Christ. However, the current economic hardship in Nigeria has made it difficult for many to celebrate Christmas and New Year like before.
It was too tough. The high cost of living in this country presently, for almost, let's say, like 6-7 months ago, it was tough, very, very tough.
The issue of economic crisis is global, and Osun State will not be an exception. So we have to be managing with what we have, because as those who are serving are complaining, we retirees also are complaining.
The market price nowadays is getting up on daily basis, increasing on daily basis. And there is nothing we can do other than to accept whatever we are given for the meantime. Because the inflationary cost nowadays is very high, and it affects all cadres, whether pensioner or the workforce.
Definitely, pensioner will be in a joyous mood with the development, because I learned Mr. Governor to release pensions for the month of December.
The pensioners appealed to President Bola Tinubu to address the economic hardship in the country to make life a bit more bearable for them and Nigerians as a whole. Amid Oyegbade, Trust TV News, Osogbo.
In the meantime, the Minister of Interior Olubunmi Tunji Ojo has ordered the proof of some officials of the Nigeria Immigration Service over alleged misconduct. The directive follows a post by Muyo Okidiji, a professor of African art from the University of Texas, Austin, United States, on his Facebook page, recounting how he was allegedly extorted and robbed of over $500 at the Semi border when he arrived Nigeria through Ghana. Okediji narrated that some NIS personnel stopped him for a search and asked him to settle them with $40 for traveling with an expired Nigeria passport. Okediji said he handed them the money, but later discovered that $500 was missing from his luggage. The professor said he was also harassed and his documents seized by some police officers when he arrived at Mile 2 Festac exit of Amuwo Odofin local government area of Lagos on the same day. Reacting to the development in the statement on Saturday, Aridegbe Adedutun, NIS spokesperson, said the agency will implement some border changes to ensure smooth operations. Caroline Adepoju, NIS Comptroller General, said the Interior Minister was displeased with the alleged unprofessional activities at the Semi border and has ordered immediate action to fish out the culprits. Now, in continuation with onslaught against terrorists through series of clearance operations, the combined troops of the Joint Task Force Northwest Operation Hadarin Daji (OPHD) have rescued 52 kidnapped victims in an operation in Isa local government area of Sokoto State. The spokesperson for Operation Hadarin Daji, Captain Yahya Ibrahim, in a statement issued on Saturday in Gusau, said the rescue followed the troops' continued onslaught against terrorists through series of clearance operations. He said troops cleared and destroyed terrorist enclaves at Sarua, Kubuta, Gudumi villages and Bunwanga, Gundumi forest in the Isa local government area of the state. During the operation, the troops of the Operation Hadarin Daji rescued 52 kidnapped victims, while some terrorists were reportedly neutralized. The rescued victims include 14 males, 32 females, and 6 children who will undergo medical checkup and debriefing before being reunited with their families. Still on security matters, the second-class chief of Kwaji in Yoro local government area of Taraba State, Omar Abubakar Yala, who was abducted last week, has regained his freedom. But his pregnant wife, son, the chief imam, and 2 pastors abducted at the same time with the monarch are still in captivity. Similarly, 16 others, including a policeman and a palace guard, are also in the hand of the kidnappers. It was gathered that the monarch was released by the kidnappers at about 12:30 a.m. on Saturday. The bandits in their numbers had invaded part of Yoro local government area, terrorizing residents. Within the last few weeks, it was learned that over 40 people were abducted in the area. Now, in a recent development, the Plateau State High Court in Jos, the state capital, has issued an order for the seizure of a Central Bank of Nigeria vehicle in the ongoing legal battle between John Ichi Okpe, a legal practitioner, and the Apex Bank. Justice N.D. Shashit, presiding over the case, signed the writ attachment, resulting in the seizure of an innocent IVM double-cabin vehicle. The seizure of notice was disclosed to journalists in Jos on Saturday. The case stems from Okpe obtaining a judgment against the federal government and certain agencies, leading to efforts to enforce the judgment via garnishee proceedings against the CBN. The garnishee order, totaling 10 million naira, was made absolute by the judge on November 1st, 2023. The notice highlights the Central Bank of Nigeria's non-compliance with a court order prompting the property seizure. In a related development, an arrest warrant has been issued against Jonah Akama, the state controller of the CBN, for disobedience to court orders in the same case. The warrant directs police officers to arrest Akama, emphasizing his failure to appear before the court regarding the dispute with Ope. When approached for a response, counsel for the CBN, A.A. Adewole, declined to comment on the matter. This is News Update on Trust TV. Coming up ahead, we take a look at how commercial businesses maintain traditional approach despite technological advancement. Details of that and more after the break. Please stay with us. Welcome back. If you are just joining us, this is the News Update on Trust TV, and here's a recap of some of our top stories. Shops raised as gas explosion rocks Lagos market. And high costs of foodstuff and transport fares affect Christmas festivities. Now, to other stories. Isa Mustapha Agwai Polytechnic, Nasarawa State, has suspended 7 students of the institution for allegedly displaying immoral pictures on social media during a graduation celebration. A statement issued on Saturday by the Public Relations Officer of the institution, Ala Hassan Mohammed, said the affected students are to resume during 2023-2024 academic session with letters of undertaking from their guardians to be of good behavior. According to the statement, the academic board of the institution approved the rustication of the said 7 students for 1 academic session, noting that their action amounts to indecency and tarnishing the reputation of the institution. Director of the Polytechnic, Dr. Justina Anjude Koso, warned all the students to shun any form of social vices and anything capable of putting them into trouble, reiterating that the management will not compromise standards and academic excellence. Meanwhile, in a significant move, Nigeria has formally endorsed the final act of the World Radio Communications Conference, aligning with global decisions made during the conference. The Nigerian Communications Commission announced this development in a statement released on Saturday. The final act encompasses both new and revised provisions of the radio regulations and international treaty governing the use of radio frequency spectrum and satellite orbits. Representing Nigeria at the conference, Dr. Bosun Tijani, the Minister of Communications, Innovation and Digital Economy, was joined by key figures including Aminu Maida, the Executive Vice Chairman of NCC, and Jane Egerton Edehin, the Managing Director of Nigerian Communications Satellite Limited. The WRC 2023, organized every 3 to 4 years by the International Telecommunication Union, a UN-affiliated body, serves as a global intergovernmental treaty conference. Countries participating in the conference endorsed the updated final act, reflecting agreements on proposed agendas. Now, despite the rise in digital immigration in the business world, shopping plazas are still springing up in Kano, giving the impression that traders there are yet to embrace online transactions. Salim Ibrahim reports that while construction and rehabilitation of plazas continue, the emergence of mobile delivery is, however, changing the business landscape of the ancient city. The report.
The face of almost all major streets in Kano nowadays are changing for the better, as new plazas are being erected and old ones being demolished to pave way for the construction of new ones or undergo serious rehabilitation. This is as the digital era has come with dynamic changes aiding business activities in this 21st century. It is observed that one who is out of Kano for at least a year may get lost major and popular streets like Zoo Road, Zaria Road, Maiduguri Road, Tarauni, BUK Road and their environs because of the changes in buildings around these places. This is aside the booming market areas which are practically populated with buildings or plazas identified as Gida, meaning houses in the local dialect. These buildings are plazas housing no fewer than 100 shops each. The coming up of plazas, which are known to be at strategic places within the metropolis, is now springing up even outside, as they are now the face of almost every street. It was gathered that an average plaza under construction in Kano is now being taken by people even before it is ready because of the high demand. However, a look at some of the popular plazas shows that on average, business owners rent a shop just for the purpose of keeping a business address and identity, but not for the day and day use. These businesses or businessmen and women could only be seen on once in a while coming to their shops when they have a meeting or the likes, while some of them keep secretaries to keep the place alive. The question is, how is business being done in these places? Speaking on the trend, a young business owner who sells caps, textile materials, designer shoes and perfumes said his shop serves as just a store, while 80% of his customers are coming online.
As businesses are growing, ours also grows because most of them need us to function properly. Although businesses are selling online now, they however need us to deliver their goods to their customers. I started with just 2 motorcycles, but now I have 4, and they are always busy going from one place to another. Due to the high demand, sometimes one has to collect as much as possible within an area to deliver. It's really thriving.
Our own business is about food and snacks that people order on special occasions, or from the comfort of their offices, or even for their children in school. We have thousands of followers, and we also take advantage of prospective clients who order what we produce on a daily basis. While some come here to get theirs, most of them get it through delivery services. Honestly, all our customers are online.
However, the proliferation of these plazas in Kano have given birth and more life to business of home delivery, as the business also thrives along. It is observed that the business of delivery service is now an independent business on its own, as the demand for the service continues to grow. However, the development, it was gathered that some business owners now have their own system of delivery as they purchase their vehicles for delivery and employees to ride or drive. Salim Umar Ibrahim reporting.
Now, away from Nigeria, Gaza's officials say Israeli airstrikes on Saturday has killed more than 200 people in 24 hours as violence rages on after a UN resolution demanded more aid into the besieged territory. Israel pressed on with its offensive, focusing on the southern Gaza Strip, with clouds of grey and black smoke rising over Khan Yunis city. The health ministry in Hamas-run Gaza reported 201 deaths in the past 24 hours across the territory, updating the death toll since the start of the war to 20,258, most of them women and children. Israel, in response, vowed to destroy Hamas and launch a relentless bombardment and ground invasion of Gaza. Saturday's strikes came after the Security Council approved a resolution demanding immediate, safe and unhindered deliveries of life-saving aid to Gaza at scale. Now, finally, on sports news, British-Nigerian former heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua put in a dominant performance on Saturday night to beat Otto Wallin in a 5th-round knockout. The big shock of the night saw Deontay Wilder suffer defeat against Joshua Parker in Saudi Arabia. Joshua boxed magnificently, dominating Wallin before the Swedish corner pulled him out of the fight at the end of the 5th. Earlier in the night, Wilder appeared a shadow of himself in Riyadh and was hurt badly in the 8th as New Zealander Parker was awarded a unanimous decision. So the organizers had already penciled in the Joshua Wilder bout for next year, While no contract had been signed, the pair were expected to enter the ring post-fight and announced a deal to fight at some point in early 2024. And with that, we have come to the end of the Trust TV News Update. Do not forget to follow us across all our media platforms and our YouTube live stream for more news, programs, and documentary. I am Abdurrahman Omar. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.